Hi guys, Billy back, and this time we're looking at the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Cross Universal Monsters Leonardo as the Hunchback Ultimate Action Figure, which is a big mouthful to be honest. But obviously it's amalgamating the Universal Monsters with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and it's all produced by NECA. And this is the packaging. As we can see on the back here, we've got some really cool stuff. See what's lurking in the shadows. He has a mind for monsters. Witness the horrifying backstory. Leonardo as the Hunchback. And then on the side here you can see you've got a few more figures. We've got Leonardo, we've got Raphael, we've got Mikey as the mummy, Raphael was Frankenstein, Leonardo is Igor, April O'Neil as the Bride of Frankenstein. And it looks like we're going to get a Van Helsing character, and I don't know what the other thing is. I mean, it's interesting. I know Donnie's coming, and I think Donnie's going to be a really interesting one. I think he might be Van Helsing or something like that. And we go to the front, we see we've got some really interesting artwork there. Very, very nice, very detailed. It's got lovely spot UV gloss on the text and everything like that. Nice matte finish. And then it has a window on the front here that we can pull open. It's Velcroed. And inside we can see the figure there. He's got all his accessories. And then on the other side, we've got another promo pic of the character himself. And that's about it. But the box is really hard and sturdy. It's really well made. It's really good quality. I really like the presentation of these packages. If you're walking through a store and you see these, they're definitely going to grab your eye. But anyway, let's have a look at the figure outside of the box. Okay, quickly looking at the accessories, you can see he comes with 6 extra hands on top of the 2 he comes with already. And you can see they are all suitably well made. He's got like scars on his hands and whatnot. It's really kind of like a nice dark wash in there. Horrible dirty nails. It does look very suitably fit for an Igor. And then we can see he comes with this skull, and it's a really nice black wash over the top of it. Really nicely designed, you know, really good details in there. Teeth aren't amazing, but you know, still for the actual scale look pretty good. And then he comes with this brain in a jar, and this is really gross and icky and cool, and I really like that. And again, look, they've even managed to put a wash in to show up the details of that brain, and then they've put in all this weathering in and around all the metal pieces and the rivets and the tubes, and these canisters all look dirty and mottled. And he's even got little dials here. It's such a nice looking accessory. I really like that. He also comes with 2 shovels and spades, because what's an Igor if you can't do a bit of digging, if you know what I mean? And they're really well made. They look exactly like they should coming out of a horror movie, you know. Dirty brown handle, really pitted, horrible old metal. And there's even like a dark wash in there to really make it look old. And there's slightly like a brown wash as well, so that it even enhances it and makes it look like it's actually been used to dig up dirt. I'll show you what to do with those in a minute. He also comes with this little bone. This definitely is some kind of bone that would come from a, I hate to say it, but it's definitely a people bone, you know. It's even got a big crack in the middle of it. Ooh, creepy. It also comes with these 2 flame effects. Again, I will show you what to do with those in a minute. And they're really nice. I have to say, they're a little bit flat, you know. It would have been nice if they'd done sort of like a gradient paint from the bottom to the top, maybe like dark orange down here going up into a light yellow, maybe even a clear at the top, something like that. But it's still very nice, and it will work really well with the figure. And he also comes with his katanas, and these are exactly as you would expect, but with a little bit of a horror twist, because we can see it's got all the mottled metal and the rivets up in the handguard, and there's suitable chipping and damage to the actual blade. Then come down into the handle, the cloth is dirty, and on the bottom it's got these horrible little like spiky ball pommel on the bottom there that will really add to that sort of horror theme. And here is Leo straight out of the box, and you can see the really nice design work that they've done with this guy. It's just a completely new sculpt. They haven't repurposed anything on this guy. He is quite literally all brand new, and I really appreciate that, because it really adds to the uniqueness of the character. Now, this has some very nice features in it. We can come in, we can zoom in on the face there, and we can see that it is very madly twisted up, and it's got this little soul patch on the bottom of his chin, and those teeth are all dirty and grimy. And he's got this split up the beak here with the little staples in there, or maybe even stitching. I think it's stapling though, surgical stapling. His bandana is all mottled and haggard and dirty, and the eyes are all twisted, like they're twisted up in his head. He's like, yes, master. He's got really cool looking eyebrows. Again, little warts and stuff on the top of his head. Coming down into the neck again, some more surgical stapling and some scars. Really nice texture on the skin. And then it comes down into the actual body, and we can see that he's got this lovely cool looking shirt on. Again, texturing is really good. He's got a little patch there on the shirt, the strings holding it together. Then you come down, they've even used this sort of, it's not real rope or anything, I think it is plastic, but it does look like real rope. I actually thought it was real when I first looked at it, but it's not. It's actually plastic, so it's not going to fray or anything in time. It's got a bug crawling across him there. Really nice sort of metallic blue as well in there. It's quite shiny. And this is where he holds his katanas, on this strap here. And again, they've aged it well. Still got his elbow pads on though, you know, Igor, safety first and all that. And then into the hands, he's got like an arm brace on, which is really, what a nice touch that is. Like he's, I don't know if it's meant to be that he's, you know, handcuffed, or if these arms are sort of strapped up and everything to try and help him move around a bit more. And again, lots of scarring in the hands and whatnot. Coming down into the trousers, you can see he's got those lovely knee pads on, more bugs crawling around him, more surgical stapling. And then the feet, again, suitably well made. And he's also got this ankle cuff on the bottom, and again, they've made it really look aged and tired, and it's got some real metal chain hanging off of it here, which is a really nice touch, because when you move it around it flicks about and stuff. And on the back, he's got this really super duper cool shell, and it's all battered and bruised and cracked and damaged. It's got this horrible sharp pointiness to around the edges. All the swirls are warped, and he's got all these jaggedy pieces in. And he's also got metal riveted pieces on the back to try and hold this shell together, because it looks like it's going to fall apart any minute. And here is the padlock. And the reason this is supposed to look like it locks is because it's got a really nice feature. And I'm so glad they did this, because it's very cool to see a Ninja Turtle do this, considering they actually have that negative space in the back here. You could open it up and you can see he can carry all his tools and whatnot in here. It's got a little spider waiting for you in the back there just to creep you out a little bit more. And they've even added in some paint definition on the spider. Again, such a nice touch. And then you can put all these pieces of lab equipment in here, so that if he needs to bring anything out for his master, it's all ready to go. You know, he's like his own little portable trunk. So that is very, very awesome. You gotta be careful with the hinge here, because it sort of pops closed there, and then you can slam it shut. So let's get everything in there, shall we? Let's put everything in him. Okay, so first off comes the skull, and there's a little port in the bottom here. And I think it goes up the top. Come on, get in. Just like that. And then we come in and we can put his brain in a jar just down here on this port. Just like that, just so that the dials can face the front a little bit. Okay, and then we get the bone and we just slot it in there like that. And then we get the bigger shovel, put that in, and then bring that over to the side so it fits into a little notch up here. All the way down, pops that in so it fits in nice and snugly. And then we get the final shovel. Okay, and then the last shovel just goes in and sort of fits into a little nodule there. So once you've got them all in, that's pretty good. And then you can actually get the katanas here, and you have to slide them in individually into the holes in the back of the shell. Slowly but surely, you don't want to knock these accessories out. And then they just go into the holes just along here. See, I've already knocked one of the accessories out. Once you've got it in there, fits in more snugly than I thought. There you go. And then you can close this guy up, and he is fully ready to go. I really am enjoying these Universal Monsters Ninja Turtles. They really are unique. Articulation wise, this guy has a little bit. He can look down quite far. That's as far up as he can go, and his head can spin all the way round. His arms can go up quite high, but he only has like a 90-degree bend in the arms. But then the hands are on wrist pegs and they can turn all the way round. There's zero articulation in the torso. That's to be expected, especially with all the detail they've put back here. So the next movement is down inside the hips here, and the legs can go forward quite a bit. The bend in the leg is very restricted because of this knee pad. But obviously, because of the weight of this guy, you don't want him to be too articulated. Otherwise, there'll be so many joints and he'll just fall over every second, you know. So we have to get a really nice balance with him, and it helps that he's got nice stiff joints. He stands up pretty well. Not as sturdy as the Raphael, but still stands up pretty well. Once you've got the balance on him, he's good to go. Okay, if you're going to try and put these in the hands, you have to be careful, because this pommel piece will go in and it will destroy and shred up all the paintwork in there. So you have to get them in and work them from the side. Now I recommend getting a hairdryer and warming these hands up because it will make things a heck of a lot easier. Once you warm the hands up with the hairdryer, you can see they become just a little bit more flexible, and then you can just stretch the hand out and put this in nice and snugly in the hand. And here he is just with the swords, and we can see that that's what these accessories are for. You're supposed to put these on the ends of the blades like so, and what that's meant to do then is make these look like torches. You know, maybe he's wandering around in the catacombs and he's looking for new fresh pieces, so to speak, and he'll be walking around these catacombs with these nicely bright lit swords so he can search better. Or maybe he needs to bring some light to his master who's reading some diagrams on how to create the perfect monster, and he needs a bit of light. So these will work really well. And yeah, once they're actually on the swords, you can see they are a very nice effect. Oh, the life of an Igor. Here he is just holding the skull with a shovel, ready to do his master's bidding. And overall, I have to say, I absolutely love this design and creation by NECA. They've done a fantastic job. The sculpting is great, the paintwork is great. The articulation has always been a bit of a hit and miss with the Ninja Turtles, and to be honest, he might have been able to get a little bit more articulation out of him, but it's nothing too bad. And just to have a look, let's take a look at him next to his brother. And you can actually see these Universal monster figures coming together now that they're, you know, in a group. And I'm really looking forward to Mikey as the mummy, and Donnie. I'm not sure what they're going to do with Donnie. Maybe he's Van Helsing. We don't know. It is interesting that they haven't gone with the direct, simple Universal monsters for the four main characters, like Leo as Dracula, Mikey as the Mummy, Raphael as Frankenstein, and Donatello as the Wolfman. They've actually gone in a different direction, and it proved that with this Igor figure, because he is simply not what you would expect Leo to be. You wouldn't think him to be the Igor. You know, he's the leader of the group, so he would definitely more than likely be a Dracula, surely. But in truth, the fact that they made him an Igor meant that they could do a lot more sort of creative stuff with him, and that empty shell where you can put all his accessories is just absolutely fantastic. And now that I say that, Mikey is going to have a lot to live up to, because with these first two figures, they've done a really great job with them, and hopefully they can do the same carrying on. Now, one of the things that they've done is Bride of Frankenstein, which I'm absolutely fine with, and of course you've got to have April O'Neil as the Bride of Frankenstein. And my only criticism with April is the fact that they've actually used the movie likeness of the original actress rather than gone with their own stylized design, because some people have said these are based on the movies, but look at them, they're absolutely nowhere near looking like the movie characters. They're their own unique design, and I would have liked to see the same for April O'Neil, her own unique design with her own different face sculpt and everything, not based off of the movie character, because unfortunately she looks a little bit like a cosplayer. Again, it's not the end of the world, but she does stick out a little bit in terms of the design, and she doesn't quite fit in. But overall, guys, if you were on the fence about the NECA Ninja Turtles cross with Universal Monsters, you have no need to be now. Not only have they proved that Raphael is not a fluke, but they've stepped up the design a little bit and actually made Leo a hell of a lot more intrinsically designed and far more detailed than he had any right to be. Let's just hope they keep this up moving forward. Okay guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe, and I do mean that. If you could give this video a like, I really would appreciate it. Do me a favor now, if you can get out of my cave, I'm going to go put this guy on the shelf next to Raphael and all my other Ninja Turtles. Thanks a lot guys, bye bye.